to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast.
Welcome, guys, to the Gulf Coast Music Podcast. My name's Q Steezy, and today's new wave is McNasty.
That right? What's happening?
It's great to have you on. Explain what Plethora is.
Plethora is the name of my clothing brand.
Yeah.
Been working on it since 2017. It's been up, down again, and now I'm trying to bring it back up and keep it consistent. Consistency has always been my problem with the clothing line, due to me doing other things and working and recording. So this time I'm trying to get it back up and get it back consistent.
What are your plans with it?
Trying to build it up as big as I can, man. And try to venture off into getting better quality for the clothing brand, as far as different ideas, shooting commercials and things like that.
Where are you first going for the commercials specifically?
Definitely trying to target our core audience that we're shooting for, which is pretty much I'm shooting for everybody.
Yeah.
That's where the different creativity and stuff will come in at, as far as shooting commercials and things like that, different styles, just different ways of going at doing marketing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you for bringing in a shirt for me as well today.
Not a problem.
I can't wait to wear it, man.
Right.
What's your role in the Mobile music scene?
My role, I probably would be considered an OG. I've been around for a while. I've been rapping since '93.
Nice.
But I've put out
30-year anniversary happened a couple years ago.
Yeah. I put out several projects, been part of several things that's going on in the city. Same thing with that. Been doing it so long, I actually just decided to take a break and kind of like gather myself and live life a little bit more, to have more content to talk about.
How long was the hiatus?
The last hiatus, I say maybe about 2 years.
Got
2-3 years. I say somewhere around COVID, but even during COVID, I was active. During COVID, I put out two single videos during COVID. Just trying to keep the motion going.
Yeah.
And it worked for a little while, and then after that, I just kind of took a break, just kind of like sat back and trying to develop more content to talk about later.
Absolutely. What about your affiliation with Studio House?
My affiliation with studios, shout out to Ron G. That's one of my best friends, man, and that's who I record with. That's where I record at.
Right.
Yeah, that's home team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what are your best experiences at Studio House?
Actually, one of my best experiences at Studio House was Taco Tuesday.
LeBron James.
Yeah. But we did Taco Tuesday at Studio House. And rest in peace to my guy FBJ. He was the one doing the cooking. And it's where everybody would come over to the studio and just kind of like connect and just kind of catch up and, just mingle together and stuff. And at one particular Taco Tuesday, it was my birthday.
Right.
And I didn't know. FBJ got me a cake and stuff, and everybody sung me happy birthday. And,
yeah.
And it was a big deal. Everybody came over and helped celebrate and was eating and got full, and it was a good night.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good community over there. Huh?
It is, man. It is.
Nice. Yep. Speaking of FBJ, what are your rest in peace, of course, and I've heard some different stories about with specifically pertaining to the art walks. Wow, what were your experiences like with FBJ?
My experience was that every experience with FBJ has been phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
He's a guy that always wanted to work, a guy that always wanted to strive to get to the next level.
I wish I could have met him, man.
Yeah, man, good dude.
Yeah.
And I recognized it, and I kind of like put him up under my wing, so to speak, and yeah, man, I wish he could have been around to tell you more about it, man. We had so much more in store. Like I said, the Taco Tuesdays, and he was an artist also. So
that's it. Absolutely, man. Did you ever do the art walks?
I never did none of the freestyles and the earlier art walks.
Right.
I didn't, but I've been to the art walks and I've been around it, but I've never personally performed in the art walk, so to speak.
Gotcha. What kind of, because they don't do the art walk freestyles anymore, do they?
Nah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. Do you think that'll ever come back around?
Good question. I don't know. I know at one time they had talks on bringing it back. How serious the talks was, I don't know.
Right.
But that's about as far as I could take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think it would take to get the art walk freestyles back?
Just people in the community getting together and actually wanting to do it. I think that's all it takes, and I think once you do it, it's kind of like Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's something that they really wanted to do, it'll happen.
What's that, Chris?
That laptop, it got like a glare. You gotta turn it a little bit. Yep, and you just turn it like towards you a little bit. That's perfect.
All right, bet. Yeah, we're using the laptop because I'm too stupid to figure out the HDMI. So
That's all right. We're thugging it out. It's
thugging
cool.
it out indeed.
That's right.
What about out the box music?
Out the box music. That is my boutique label. FBJ was my artist.
Right.
That's why the blow hit so hard. And we were working on some things. I'm actually still gonna put his music out.
Was the blow a project of his?
Well, no, the blow, with him passing,
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, with him passing, it's like we were in the midst of getting ready to go. We had just shot his video. I'm still gonna put that out. And
Dang, that's gonna hit.
yeah. And then
Posthumously, as they say.
right. And it's just taking me so long because, like I said, with the mixture of me working all the time and then the mixture of when
Right.
it first happened, it just kind of it was a real big blow for me.
Yeah.
And
Posthumously.
right,
For
and that's
anybody that tries to.
that's kind of like was a perfect time for me to take my little break
Yeah.
and just kind of like let it all sink in and try to bounce back from it and come back harder and stronger.
But yeah, that's cool. But specifically to out the box music, where you at with that nowadays?
Well, right now it's just me. I'm working on a project right now called For Some Strange Reason. Been working on it for about the past year.
When you work on a project,
Mhm.
Do you create it around a central theme, or does it just come together?
I kind of created around the theme.
So prior to making the entire project,
Yeah, it depends. I don't have a core way like, oh, it has to be like this. It's just with this particular project.
Right.
For some strange reason, I already had an idea around it, so I just kind of started building around the title.
what's the idea behind For Some
For
Strange?
some strange reason, by me and the elder statesman in the game, and the game changing up so much, you would probably look at it like, okay, you came in, you did your thing, and it's considered a young man's game.
Right.
So they would be like, get out the way and let the young people do it. But for some strange reason, I just keep doing it, and for some strange reason, I'm still relevant. And
Well-
for some strange reason, people still like it. So
Yeah.
I kind of stuck with it. Like for some strange reason, I just keep doing this, and then it's kind of like a double entendre too. Is the subject matter that I talk about for some strange reason? Like I said, it matters. It's a resemblance of what's going on right now in life.
I like that it's got a bit of sarcasm to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
A bit of irony. But it's for some strange reason, the kind of conceptualizing an album prior to making it is an old school tactic and definitely doesn't happen nowadays. Like
Right.
artists will just make a few songs and then just say, oh wow, it's 12. Like I'm a culprit of that. 12 songs. Let's put that as an album, as
Right.
opposed to back in the day. It was like the album as itself has to have a kind of deeper meaning.
Right.
I wonder if that, it's our generation doesn't, I guess, look into things as much, but maybe it would probably still have an impact on the game if somebody were to make a project that like had that center of theme to it where people would have a long enough attention span, because I think that's what's changed nowadays.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think there's artists out there that does it. They probably just don't get the shine that they their due or deserve.
Exactly.
And I actually think they'll probably do it better than we did it or we came up with it. Being that I always think the next generation can do what you can do, but I always think they're gonna have a step or two above,
Right.
because they're with the newer technology and the way that things are going. So and with the technology that they have now, you're able to put your own music out on your streaming sites and shoot your own videos and get your own image out. And then I think that way you cutting out the middleman of signing with somebody or something like that. It'll be more beneficial towards you.
Yeah, exactly. Huncho Fest, the South's fastest growing recurring event, a music festival highlighting independent artists from all over the country. Any artists that want to sign up and perform, all you have to do is DM NMBGJAY on Instagram and he'll negotiate a slot for you. Tickets will be $10 at the door, and there will be a giveaway which includes a Gulf Coast music interview or a free performance at an upcoming event, all sponsored. For fatherhood, what's it like balancing that and music?
It's not hard. It's just I love my son. I love spending time with him. It's because I do my music when I do my music, and when it's time to spend time with my son, I spend time with my son. I don't let it really, because he pretty much is my life. You know what I mean? So I'm always with him and always trying to do for him. And when I'm not, this is when I'm doing my music and working, so to speak, all the time. So trying to provide for him. So it kind of balances out. I make sure I keep that balance if I don't keep nothing else balanced.
Right. Do you work a day job?
I do.
Yeah.
FedEx driver.
Nice. Have you ever gotten in any wrecks?
No, I haven't.
That's terrific. No,
right.
One of my best friends, his dad is a FedEx driver, and he's done it for like 25 years and has never gotten in a wreck. Or, that's a skill, man.
Yeah, it is.
Talk about how long have you done it for?
6 years.
Talk about consistency, man.
Yeah, man. Got to keep the bills paid.
Hey, man. Mailman's gonna deliver.
That's right.
But how much time do you allocate for delivering in the studio every day?
To be honest, I haven't been as consistent as I need to be in the studio as of late.
I imagine it's tough though with having a job and a family.
Yeah, but because I'm working all day. I'm pretty much like from 6 to 6.
Yeah.
So when I get off, it's kind of like trying to rest up, get ready for the next day, but at the same time having enough energy to stay up and do what you need to do for you.
Right.
Sometimes it's hard, Sometimes I go without eating. Sometimes I eat late. Sometimes,
I can't imagine, man. They just had some beef and beans in the calf, and I told her, oh, boy.
Right. So, I mean, you have your ups and downs just like anything else. So I try not to bitch about it too much. I just try to,
That's really good, man.
Pick it up by the bootstraps and keep moving.
This is just a question unrelated to music, but kind of nowadays, as I've, getting older, I'm kind of not trying my best to not talk from my own perspective about things and trying to and I know I falter on it, but trying to make the conversation about the other person and like you said about trying not to bitch about it. I could see, you just it's something that's so immature, it seems to you, to even complain about something.
Right. I try not to, but I mean, not saying that I don't feel like that.
Right.
But I try to use that energy instead of bitching and whining and crying about it. I try to take that energy and put it right back in a positive way. Like, this is what you signed up for.
Yeah.
The next person is, a little ahead of you. If you're trying to be number one, you gotta, you sitting here crying about it. They moving, you standing still. It's just one of those things, kind of like a self-motivation type deal.
That's great. I guess what I was getting at is have you seen that help your career kind of, obviously not complaining, but just talking less about yourself and more about the situation,
Yeah. I'm just that type of person, honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess that's what makes it so easy. I've never been self-serving as much as I guess somebody think I should be.
I guess sorry for making the question so complicated, but it's like somebody like Kanye West.
Mm-hmm.
or rest in peace, of course, Kobe Bryant, or like some of these very successful people are very kind of egotistical.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's and it helps them. You know, it's
Yeah.
um, can you speak on, because like just from the way you kind of said that earlier about not complaining about things and keeping things to yourself.
Right. Right.
Uh, yeah. Do you think there's any connection between keeping things to yourself and success?
Um, I think that's one of those things that you have to have an equal balance of as well. Um, it's it's kind of messed up to say, but sometimes you have to be selfish in certain situations. You just got to be. But I guess the art to the game of it is knowing when and when not to be.
Absolutely.
And some people just go in overdrive and say, if I just be selfish the whole time, you don't have to worry about the other details. But at the same time, I'm just one of those type of people that's just, I know it's not all about me. If it wasn't for a certain group of other people, I wouldn't be where I'm at.
Yeah.
So it's just embedded in me to
That's great. Yeah.
look back and give that respect. I mean, I can't do it, and I know they're watching me, and I can sit here and tell you one thing, but they can tell you another, and so there's no need to do that. But and I mean, you always gonna, there's no I in team. I mean, I've just always been conditioned like that. So I mean, hey man, it's in my nature to give credit where credit is due, and I could you could deem me to be the best, but I'm gonna take those praises, but I still feel like I could be better.
Hmm.
And I know there's somebody out there that's better than me.
Right.
So I just always keep a humble attitude about it.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. What's your workout regimen like?
My workout regimen. Just recently, well, not recently, but I've been going to the gym a while, just trying to keep up. I try to go at least 3 to 4 times a week. I'm an early bird. I like to get up early in the morning. So,
Do you think that leads to success as well?
um,
Because there are arguments about everybody's got the same 24. It doesn't matter when you start or when you end.
yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna connect that to success, so to speak. I mean, if you like working out late at night, you like working out late at night. It's just the consistency part.
Right.
The consistency part about anything that you do is the key to success. You can't, you could be dope. You just can't be dope. Put a song out and just expect everybody in the world to hear it just because you're dope. Algorithms don't work like that. People don't work like that. Marketing doesn't work like that. So consistency when it comes to promo, and anything else that you want to do, you have to keep hitting it. You have to keep hitting it. You have to keep going. And I know I've been a victim to that a lot, and I'm trying to get better at it. And this time, I'm not gonna stop.
Nice, man. That's a great. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Oh no, you good.
Keep going, please.
No, you good.
Just got antsy.
That's just one of those demons on my back. I know I got is consistency. So
I just felt everything you just said, man. That was awesome.
So I'm just really just being transparent about it and just really trying to tackle it, and this time I'm really on myself about that. So you'll be hearing a lot more and seeing a lot more from me.
Awesome, man. Yeah, consistency and discipline is those are things that a coach I once had told me, and I was like, just thought to myself like, oh, those are the same thing, But the discipline to do something at a high level, and then the consistency to do it often. I mean, that's the equation, right?
Yeah, that's the key.
Yeah. Correct me in my pronunciation.
Okay.
Craze the Misfit.
Crazy the Misfit.
Crazy the Misfit.
Shout out to Crazy the Misfit, my cousin. That's my producer. He's dope. He's been in producer wars. He's won second place. He's an up and coming producer. All UMCs out there, y'all need to be checking for him. He's really dope.
Where's he from?
He's from here.
Nice.
He's from Mobile. He's actually produced some of my past songs. Stay Out the Way.
Nice.
The song that I have with Paiso Fabe, he produced that.
Yeah, we had Paiso on recently.
Okay. Yeah, and yeah, man, up and come. As a matter of fact, the project that I'm doing now, for some strange reason, he's actually the producer for the whole project. So,
well, yeah. And how many different producers have you had in your career?
Oh man, yeah, I've dealt with. I try to deal with pretty much any and everybody I think is dope.
Right.
And even to take it even deeper than that, I really would like to work with any and all producers I can from Mobile. You know, it's kind of like a home team type thing.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm willing to work with anybody. I mean, don't matter where you're from. I mean, if you got dope music, you got dope music. But it's just with this certain project, I wanted to go with my cousin, kind of like trying to help him get out. / his production is dope, so putting 2 and 2 together always equal 4. So we're gonna try to do that and try to keep it going.
What's your process like in the studio typically?
Um, I like to have everything did before I get to the studio.
Yeah.
I'm not one of the ones that get to the studio and want to write and want to try to get everything together. I pretty much do all of that during the week or whenever I get a jolt to do it.
Yeah.
I go in, give them the beat, pretty much record it. And as far as mixing and editing and stuff like that, we worry about that in another session. We just do all our recording.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I could do like a 5-hour session. We go in there in 5 hours and record everything that we can, and then we come back and do a mix down and engineer it later.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? So it's just
I mean, I've never done it that way because I think at least with recording, I mean, it does make sense. You know, if you're not always going to have the right vocals, so if you got them all on one day, you might as well just. But 5 hours, that's a lot of stress on your vocal cords. You know.
yeah. Well, I mean, not really. I'm not gonna say I'm a one take Jaker, but I pretty much know my music before I get to the studio, so
Yeah.
it's not really a lot of takes. That's gonna be only way it's a lot of takes is if I say it and I'm not saying it the way that I really hear it or want to say it.
Right.
So, but it's not that much stress. And 5 hours, trust me, 5 hours go by fast when you're having fun.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
you look up and be like, damn, I should have got 5 more hours.
Right.
But yeah, nah, it's not that bad, man, and I enjoy it. You know, it's work, but I enjoy doing it, so it's not that bad, homie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the engineering and I mean that process. Are there any points where you're just like, screw it, you know, just keep the rest of the ad libs how they are. You know, I don't want to go in and kind of slice and dice because we're just tired.
Actually, I'm a tedious person.
Really?
That'll bother me.
So no matter how long it takes, you're gonna be tedious.
No matter how long it takes.
I guess the
yeah. I wouldn't call it a perfectionist. I just know what I like and I know what I want to hear.
right.
But I'm always open for suggestions and things like that. I'm not an asshole to where I tell you, nah, I'm not doing that. You know, you don't know what you're talking about. Nah, I'm not like that. I take ideas in, but I'm pretty hands on with all my music and anything I do, my clothing, my music. I'm pretty hands on.
Well, when you're working with somebody else in the studio,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is there ever a point where like you kind of try to assert yourself too much and they get not offended, but just kind of like, all right, you know, I'm the engineer here.
Nah, I'm the type of person that believes in creative freedom.
Yeah.
So if that's how you want to do it, that's how you want to do it. I mean, if I have something to say about it or idea to say, I can mention it. You know, if I feel like we're on that level,
Right.
I'll mention it. But for the most part, nah, I pretty much let you do your thing because in turn, I will want you to let me do mine.
Right.
You know what I mean? But as long as you stay within the guidelines of what I'm trying to promote and,
Yeah.
what I stand for, I mean, I'm cool with it. But because if I ask you to do a feature for me, 9 times out of 10, I know where you'll go anyway.
Right.
So,
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. And then lastly, the age-old question: your view of the current Mobile scene.
the view of the current Mobile scene, man, it's growing. At one point, it was flourishing, and it seems like it's flourishing how it should be because we're having young artists getting signed out of the
Absolutely.
city. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. And I love it. Like I said, it's beginning to be more rappers that I can keep up with. So that's a good thing, and they're making good music, so I can't complain.
That's great. That's great. Well, what's next for you?
What's next? Like I said, my project, for some strange reason, coming sometime this year.
Yeah.
I did a mic drop a couple of months ago. One of the first singles off the project, Cut the Cameras On. That's on my Facebook page. And that's about it. As far as music, just working on this new project, getting that ready for this year's release. And yeah, that's about it.
You mentioned the Facebook page. Is that your go-to advertisement source, or?
Yeah, that's kind of like my basic everyday. But usually when I have a project coming and I do promotion, I do all social media platforms.
Even TikTok?
Yeah, well, I haven't done TikTok yet.
Have you ever done any TikTok dances?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Probably won't. But I do need to get on TikTok. I've been told a lot about TikTok. And like I said, for me, it's just really having time to just sit down and really toy with it. But
Right.
I need to get better with that because it's something that's going to benefit me in the long run. So I need to stop acting like an old guy for real. And, sit down and really get on it. And
You sound like TJ.
yeah, seriously. I mean, I wish I had. Yeah, I wish I had. Right. I wish I had time to sit down and really work it. But I mean, not saying I don't want to, but I am. You know what I mean? It's never that I didn't want to. It's just I never had the time and sit down and work it like everybody else works it. But it's coming though.
Awesome, man. Well, best of luck to you. And for some strange reasons on the way, I'm ready to listen to it.
That right, man. I appreciate it, man. It's coming. I promise you, man. Be on the lookout.
Well, thank you for stopping by, McNasty.
Hey, man. Thank you for having me.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Gulf Coast Music. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast.